Katt Williams has allegedly revealed that Ellen DeGeneres lied about her wife Portia de Rossi being sick in order to leave the country, and this claim surfaced back in 2024 after the Department of Justice announced that the Epstein files would be released, suggesting that Ellen used this situation to avoid a possible investigation. Reports say that Ellen DeGeneres told people that her wife was now home and recovering well, while a source claimed that Ellen rushed Portia de Rossi to the hospital on Friday night because she was in serious pain, and it is further alleged that Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi used the confusion around the situation to quietly leave for the UK before any investigation could take place into Ellen's involvement. Emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell reportedly showed that at least 25 high-ranking celebrities were connected to Epstein, and there is speculation that Ellen DeGeneres could have been one of them, with claims suggesting she once promoted Epstein's ideas on her show and even tried to normalize the use of human stem cells for youth and anti-aging purposes. It is also being claimed that she realized her role might soon be exposed, which is why she decided to leave, and reports further state that Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi have fled the United States and moved to the UK following Donald Trump's landslide victory, with multiple publications saying the couple has permanently left the country and even put their Montecito mansion up for sale. Entertainment outlet The Wrap reportedly shared an exclusive claiming that Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi have moved to rural England, listed their Montecito estate for sale, and plan never to return to the United States, allegedly telling friends that the election outcome was their main reason for leaving, while also noting that Ellen DeGeneres has long been a vocal critic of Trump, so this move has not shocked many people.
You're really bad. If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
They're losing their minds.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Could
I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Just a few months after Ellen DeGeneres left for the UK, the first batch of the Epstein files was released, and it uncovered something that no one could have predicted. Reports suggested that Ellen DeGeneres was mentioned more than 100 times in the Epstein files and was allegedly using her connections in Hollywood to introduce Jeffrey Epstein to young actors. Epstein was reportedly presented as a talent scout to these children, and they were asked to model for him as part of these introductions. The most disturbing part is that all of this was supposedly happening in plain sight the entire time.
That the Epstein files reveal Ellen DeGeneres as, and I'm quoting this directly from the Post's, Hollywood's most prolific that she consumed human flesh. Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. Flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? Smart? All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do.
Some investigators have even pointed to video footage of Ellen from the 1998 VH1 Fashion Awards show, where she is seen talking about how she would target children who were isolated from their families. Ellen has claimed that everything she said at the time was just a joke, but now, with reports suggesting that some celebrities were allegedly working with Epstein in cases involving underage individuals, her statements are starting to be questioned, and the truth is slowly being re-examined.
I start looking at about age 6, sometimes earlier. Because of my trained eye, I can see potential. Take that girl, for instance. You may think not a chance. I see her differently. Loner type, others hate her, weird eating habits, looks extremely moody, basically all the outer signs of a future supermodel. Now, it's my job to nurture those qualities, and maybe we have a winner on our hands. How are you doing in school? You liking it?
I hate it.
Good. How about grades?
Who cares?
Exactly. Nobody. What about the other kids? Do they think you're weird?
Yeah, they think I'm a witch with evil powers.
Good, that's real good. Keep something in mind. Being different doesn't mean you're a witch. It only means you may become one of the highest paid models in the world, okay?
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about anything.
Katt Williams has claimed that he knew all along that certain celebrities in Hollywood were allegedly working with Jeffrey Epstein, and he even named some of Epstein's supposed accomplices, saying that these individuals were responsible for sourcing young talent and connecting them to people like Epstein. Katt Williams discussed these claims during an appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast, where he stated that the same producers and powerful elites who control the entertainment industry were allegedly using their positions to source young men and women and pass them along to other influential figures. He even named both Diddy and Epstein as major figures at the center of this alleged network. It is also noted that Ellen DeGeneres reportedly invited Diddy to her show more than 17 different times.
Everybody is a supplier. Epstein, Weinstein, like these guys knew what these extremists liked and provided it, and provided the way for you to to have $1 billion and not create a fantasy island type environment has not existed throughout history.
Right. I was going to run some global power organization. I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in, offer support, bring them out to wherever I have my big-ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets to talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, that's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all.
We have to get some young global leaders.
Well, understand, this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. It's just because of time. They aged out. You can't get in new, so everybody got decrepit over there, and they can't exchange, really.
Emails from the Epstein files, along with court documents from the prosecutors in the Ghislaine Maxwell case, suggest that Epstein allegedly made deals with around 25 different celebrities to bring them into his circle. Some critics of Ellen DeGeneres claim that she may have been one of these celebrities, and they point to the fact that she shut down her show and disappeared from the spotlight right as Maxwell's deposition process began, suggesting that this timing was more than just a coincidence. In the filed court documents, Ghislaine Maxwell, the former associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted of trafficking and sentenced to 20 years in prison, has claimed that around 25 men, described as friends or associates of the deceased financier, were protected through secret settlements and hidden deals, and that this information was not disclosed during her trial, along with claims involving 4 additional individuals allegedly linked as co-conspirators who were never charged. While some observers question her credibility given her history, others argue that if any of this is true, it raises serious questions about who these individuals are, what these secret settlements involve, and whether the public will ever have access to that information. The discussion then goes further, suggesting that coincidences do not stop there, and some claim that even the type of content Ellen DeGeneres featured on her show aligns with narratives allegedly connected to Epstein's attempts to normalize certain ideas. Additional claims reference emails from the Epstein files suggesting elites were allegedly involved in unethical and disturbing practices involving stem cells from human embryos and children, with some reports and commentators, including references to Chris Hansen, who has spent years exposing predators, being cited as aligning with certain details that appear in these files. It is further alleged that Epstein maintained a research facility on his island where he invested in stem cell experiments, including claims that stem cells were taken from fetuses, with some allegations describing situations where women were allegedly impregnated and biological material was taken from pregnancies.
Billionaire freakazoid.
Yes.
And part of his deal, he's in prison in jail up in Canada, waiting, charges all over the globe. But his deal was that he would allegedly impregnate young women in the Bahamas, where he had a huge home, and then have them get abortions and harvest their stem cells of the fetuses to inject in himself as the fountain of youth. And we get into this in that documentary. And was Epstein involved in that sort of activity? I don't know.
That's where, and again, we just have to look at what we have and know what we don't yet.
Yeah.
But it's a question.
Yeah,
and you look at the context of the jerky stuff.
Yeah, and when you look at what other billionaire guys have done, were they in contact somehow? I mean, obviously, there are some people who are in the concentric circles of associates.
In one episode featuring Sandra Bullock, Ellen DeGeneres and Sandra Bullock are shown having a lighthearted conversation where they jokingly talk about the idea of using adrenochrome, allegedly extracted from children, and laugh about it keeping them young, presenting it in a comedic and exaggerated tone as part of the show's humor.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, and, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these. Some of you, I think many of you know it. And it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen, and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes.
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Let me guess, it is just another unfortunate coincidence. Trust me, there are many more, but before we move on, here is what Katt Williams had to say about these so-called random coincidences people keep noticing in Hollywood. According to him, everything that happens in Hollywood happens for a reason, and nothing is truly random when you look at how the industry works behind the scenes. He also claims that this is an industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and in his view, they are not making simple mistakes or random errors, and nothing in it is an accident or coincidence at all.
For ratings, we need an attention to be on this thing. See, what I'm saying is, in business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they keep this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
Wow.
I'm saying there's the good side and the bad side of these businesses.
But think about what you just think about what you just said. That's extremely thoughtful and powerful.
Moving on to some more unfortunate coincidences, there is also the claim that around the same time Ellen DeGeneres shut down her show and stepped away from the spotlight, allegations began circulating that some people from her staff and even close friends either died under unclear circumstances or disappeared from public attention. The Ellen Show officially ended in May 2022, and by the end of the same year, Stephen T. Witch Boss, who was a co-producer on The Ellen Show and was also described as one of her close friends for many years, along with Anne Hetch, her former girlfriend, both passed away in situations that were widely described as tragic and surrounded by public confusion and unanswered questions.
We're learning more tonight about the tragic side of Stephen Twitch Boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach him. The motel manager says he checked in under his own name and never left his room. We also now know that Twitch left a suicide note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past. Entertainer Tyler Perry knows firsthand what that is like.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away and stay in my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.
In May 2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Hesh, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, after just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel, but I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of like close people around you dying in weird ways. But I don't know. Anyways, this is my driver. And I went to the Ellen show once, and she gave me Magic Mike Live tickets. Anyways.
One executive producer from Ellen's show allegedly gave an anonymous interview where they claimed to expose what they described as lies about Ellen, and they further made serious accusations suggesting that some of the allegations circulating about her were true, including extremely disturbing claims about cannibalism.
Now I hear she's got Kuru, starting to go blind and shit. Could be the syphilis too, though. Either way, that cannibal game finally catching up to her. Karma's a bitch. This crazy ass woman was out here feeding people shit and not telling nobody where it came from. I'm a picky eater, bruh. Whole foods, organic, all that. I don't do no sprays, no chemicals, none of that. I need to know exactly what I'm putting in my body and where it came from. So when I finally found out what was really in them dumplings, shock of my goddamn life. But by the end of that night, I found out everybody knows. I'm telling you, it's an open secret now. But people are scared of her. Nah, terrified. Straight up terrified. She told me her daddy was a serial killer. Never got caught. Dozens of bodies. Said she got the same eyes as him. Something wrong with them. You can't quite put your finger on it. Like a predator staring at you right before it strikes. And the wild part? She proud of that.
One post on social media even claimed that Ellen DeGeneres had been diagnosed with Kuru, a rare prion disease, and the claim spread quickly online despite being unverified and widely questioned. The post further suggested that she was experiencing severe health issues, including loss of vision, while describing Kuru as a devastating brain disease known for slowly damaging the nervous system over time. Kuru is sometimes referred to in historical medical cases as the laughing sickness, and it has been associated in past research with extremely rare conditions linked to specific cultural practices, although those contexts are often misunderstood or taken out of proportion in online rumors.
Ellen's world imploded in January when the DOJ dropped the Epstein files and exposed the former queen of daytime TV as Hollywood's most prolific with an appetite for meat. Then came the death sentence. Medical experts confirm she's dying of late-stage Kuru, the brain-eating disease that's already begun stealing her sight. But the real bombshell? Former staff from the Ellen DeGeneres show are finally talking. They're tearing up their NDAs and revealing the real reason Ellen has always been so secretive about her past is because it's all a lie.
Supporters of these theories also point to what they describe as hidden symbolism in Ellen DeGeneres' show, which some people interpret as an attempt to normalize narratives connected to Jeffrey Epstein's island, although these interpretations are widely debated and not proven. There has also been discussion online about crown and skeleton symbols linked to Jean-Michel Basquiat's artwork, with claims that figures like Jay-Z and Ellen have been seen wearing or referencing similar imagery, which some observers connect to broader elite symbolism theories. Some self-described investigators believe these symbols point to alleged secret or occult connections among powerful figures, while others argue these readings are speculative and based on coincidence or artistic influence. There have also been claims that when the Department of Justice first released images related to Epstein's island, a structure resembling a temple was noted by some viewers, and certain online commentators have suggested it looked similar to set designs previously seen on Ellen's show, though these comparisons remain unverified and heavily disputed.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What?
The worst part is that we are slowly starting to see accounts of what some of Epstein's alleged victims went through. One account from a supposed victim who was reportedly connected to Epstein through his alleged celebrity accomplices was said to have been found in a diary belonging to one of Epstein's victims. The diary allegedly described how Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell met a 14-year-old girl and her family at a camp that was reportedly funded by celebrities. It further claims that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell targeted this girl by offering scholarships, mentorship, gifts, and even support in starting a modeling career. Epstein and Maxwell are described in these accounts as using manipulation and coercion, knowing exactly what type of vulnerable individuals to approach and how to gain their trust. The most disturbing claim from this diary is that it suggests the parents were aware of what their children were getting involved in, and as for which celebrity may have been responsible for this situation, that question is left open for speculation by those who follow these theories.
Met J.E. and GM sitting at a picnic table with friends. GM walked by with a dog. J.E. came up to meet her. Do you like teachers, classes, etc.? I give scholarships. 6 weeks later, someone called from the office asking, come by for tea, can send driver. Had tea with mom by the pool, likes to mentor, gives scholarships. Brothers, poor, didn't have a lot of money. J.E. said he could help. Mom called him our godfather. Perfect grooming. GM always there, didn't know what relationship was. Kind of became big sis. Oh, pick you up. We'll go to movies. J.E. loved massages. Other women would provide. Women would remove top. I'd have to rub feet and he have me witness sexual contact. Same, similar people, women, girls. Had professional massage therapists. Other girls around looked like models. Like 100 times he had me in the room when massaged. LA stay. A lot of girls around. One girl freaked out and cried. I gave her a hug. She said, I don't want to do this. I have a boyfriend. Me and another girl said, don't worry about it. Leave or stay out here. J.E. made me stand in my underwear, took pics to show me I looked fat.
These victims would allegedly grow up and remain under the control of powerful figures. In a recent interview with Theo Von, Katt Williams said he was shocked to see just how many victims he believed were under the influence and control of Harvey Weinstein. He also claimed that Weinstein once offered him the opportunity to be with any actress he wanted, suggesting that certain actresses were allegedly made available to Weinstein on demand. According to these claims, the only condition Katt Williams described was that he would have to stay silent and assist in recruiting more young men and women into the industry. It is further alleged in these narratives that some actresses were already placed in these situations from the moment they entered Hollywood, according to his version of events. Some investigators claim that, given the extent of Epstein's alleged influence, even prison authorities would not be able to fully control his supposed accomplices, including figures like Ellen DeGeneres, as some online narratives suggest. They also point to claims about the level of luxury Ellen is seen living in as part of their argument, although these claims are widely debated and not verified. In contrast, Ghislaine Maxwell was originally transferred to a federal prison in Florida, where she was expected to serve the remainder of her sentence, but while there she was visited by the Deputy Attorney General and the current Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. Just days after this meeting, Maxwell was suddenly transferred to a minimum security federal prison camp in Bryan, Texas, a women's facility with dormitory-style housing, limited or no perimeter fencing, and a lower staff-to-inmate ratio compared to her previous prison. In her own words, Ghislaine Maxwell described life in her new prison as feeling like she had fallen down the rabbit hole into an Alice in Wonderland situation at the Bryan Federal Prison Camp, according to emails she reportedly sent to friends and family that were reviewed by NBC News, where she also wrote that she was much happier there. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence for recruiting minors to be abused by Jeffrey Epstein, and emails obtained by the House Judiciary Committee investigating claims of special treatment reportedly show that she wrote about her transfer from a low-security facility in Florida to the Texas prison camp, which is typically reserved for white-collar offenders. This move reportedly came amid public backlash following a DOJ and FBI announcement in July that a review found no incriminating client list. And shortly after, Maxwell met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Did you know of the existence of any such list?
There is no list.
Days later, she was transferred and began sending emails describing her improved conditions, saying things like the food is significantly better, the place is clean, and the staff are responsive and polite. And in another message, she reportedly wrote that people there were not allowed to steal, fight, or attack others with homemade weapons. The Department of Justice, which oversees federal prisons, declined to comment on the situation, while Maxwell's attorney issued a statement saying it was time to accept that she is in a safer facility and arguing that such conditions should be extended to everyone. The family of abuse survivor Virginia Jufer, who later died, strongly rejected the idea that a convicted offender should be placed in a residential-style environment behind fences rather than traditional prison bars. In her new camp, Ghislaine Maxwell is also said to have some unusual privileges, including having her own puppy and being able to use the internet. And one inmate reportedly claimed that her experience there is very different from everyone else's, suggesting she is being treated differently. It is further alleged that she has shown no remorse, and even when victims appeared on television, spoke before Congress, and demanded the release of files, she reportedly behaved as if she did not care at all.
Couple more and we're almost out of time. I do want to ask you about Ghislaine Maxwell, who was, of course, convicted in 2021 for her role in helping Jeffrey Epstein traffic his victims. In July, you interviewed her in Florida, where she was serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. Just a week later, Maxwell was moved to a more permissive prison camp in Texas. Why was she moved just days after you interviewed her, Mr. Blanche?
So that's a Bureau of Prison Security issue that I will not talk about.
Did you have anything to do with it? Did you have anything to do with it?
Let me finish. First of all, I am responsible for the Bureau of Prisons. So every decision that they make lands on my desk to the extent it needs to. But just let me talk about the security issue. At the time that I met Ms. Maxwell, there was a tremendous amount of scrutiny and publicity towards her, and the institution she was in, she was suffering numerous threats against her life. So the BOP is not only responsible for putting people in jail and making sure they stay in jail, but also for their safety. And so she was moved. She is in federal prison. She was in federal prison before. She's in federal prison now. She's doing 20 years because she was convicted. And the fact that she was moved, she might be moved to another institution tomorrow if security requires it. And that's true of any federal inmate across this country.
What do you think? Are these just coincidences, or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes that the public still does not fully understand? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for the next investigation, because things in Hollywood only seem to get stranger from here.